Love, and this is Cooking with Jackie Love. Right now I have 3 pork tongues. I'm going to cook them up and make them nice and tender and make a pork tongue stew. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. Okay guys, I'm going to check on the tongues. They've been cooking for a couple hours. I usually use my pressure cooker, but today I wanted to keep the air on, so I'm using this on the top, cooking the stove top. So look at that. I think they're nice and tender now. Want to taste? No, just kidding, but look at that. That's a whole tongue. But you know, my mom used to eat these, and she used to, like, it would be a treat for her. So now they're nice and tender, and so I'm going to cut them up, and I'll show you when I come back how they look cut up. And then I'm going to put potatoes, green beans, and corn in there, and that's what I normally do anyway with all my stews. I try different meats, and I really love stews because it's like comfort food. And also I have to mention that I did put in some minced garlic, brown onions, and I used this KNORR chicken flavor bouillon. I love this. I put it in all my foods, even my cereal. Just kidding. But now I'm going to get this ready, and I already cut up the potatoes into cubes. I always leave the skin on because this just tastes better to me. And I have these hot taco mixed peppers. It's really just the red peppers with just the little seeds inside, which is really what makes it seasoned anyway. So I'm going to put that in there along with the corn and the green beans after I chop this up. So stay tuned. Okay guys, I have cut up the pork tongue, or lengua in Spanish, into little chunks. And now I'm going to pour it into the pot, as I'm only using one hand. Normally I would use a knife or a spoon to scoop it. But since I'm videoing this with one hand, I have to do what I have to do. So now I mix that in there, and so it's all done and nice and tender. And so now I am just going to kind of stir it up a little bit, and then I'm going to mix all the ingredients, which is going to be the potatoes, the green beans, and the corn. And then when it's done a little bit more, I'm going to add fresh broccoli. So let's just start by putting in the cubed potatoes. Now these have been kind of sitting here for a minute because I've been waiting for this to get done. So let me just put this in here. I already put 2 medium-sized brown onions in here, and I put in the garlic, minced garlic, and also I put in, I'm gonna put in some really colorful red and yellow and orange bell peppers, because I love that. They always have a really great taste. And like I said, I put in these little seasonings, these hot peppers that you put in taco mix. Taste so good in here because the little red, little seed like seasonings that make it gives the stew some heat. But it's good, like chili, so it makes it have that kind of, gives it a little spiciness, you know. And excuse my camera work, and I know I'm always making stews, but guess what, I'm a stew girl. I love stews. You should ask my kids. They all know I always like to cook stews, and that's what I do. So I'm going to go ahead and cut up the peppers right now because I'm using one hand, and I'm going to come back. And right before I chop up beautiful bell peppers, I just wanted to get a nice little picture of them, let you know what I'm talking about before I chop them up. I love these. They come in a little package, and they're like $2.50, and you get a nice size bag, and they taste so good. And I used to just use the regular green bell peppers, but now I love these because they make my food look pretty bright and, you know, just delicious. So these are the ones that I'm going to put in the stew. And then I have this broccoli that's already pre-cut that I'm going to put in there when it's almost done, when the potatoes are almost done, because I do not like mushy broccoli. So when I come back, you'll see these peppers all chopped up, and I'm going to put them into this stew. And then I'm going to cut this onion. I have a little onion left, so I'm going to put more onion because I already put 2 medium-sized brown onions, but I'm going to put that one in there to just add to the flavor. Okay guys, as you can see, I finished chopping up the peppers, and you know, I don't chop mine up really small because, you know, with ADHD, ain't nobody got time for that. You know, it's just like too much time to do that, and that's why I like these little small peppers, because they don't take much to cut. But I did cut them in circles and then cut them in half just for the camera. Otherwise, maybe it would have been a little bit bigger like these onions, but they still taste good. That's what I always say. So now, with one hand, I'm going to attempt to pour this in the stew. Yummers. Yep, there you go. Now the rest of it I got to do when I'm off camera. But now, see, there you go. See why I like having those colored peppers? They make the food look so delicious. And then it also has a very nice flavor from the different, you know, flavors of the different color peppers. You think it might not make a difference, but it actually does. And also, I changed my spoon because the one I had was this one, and it was super flimsy. So I like this one because, you know, it allows you to stir better, and it's more, the stainless steel is just more sturdy when you're stirring, you know, stews and with a lot of ingredients. It's just easier to handle, and you don't have to worry about like going down to the bottom of the pot to get, you know, all the flavor in there. And just in a minute, I'm going to go ahead and add some more of this KNORR seasoning salt. Like I said, I am using one hand, so it'll be kind of hard to do it while I'm holding this camera. I'm going to get me a new selfie stick, so it'll be holding it for me. But until then, one hand is good enough. So I really hope you guys are enjoying this video of me making my pork tongue stew. I love stews, as y'all know, because I've made about 4 videos with stew. But one time I forgot to do the chicken and to pour down the chicken in, and someone said, well, where did you put in the chicken? So this time I make sure I put all the ingredients in the pot while I was filming. So next time, in a few minutes, I'm going to put in some more of this, because once you add all the potatoes and green beans and corn, you know, all the seasoning from the meat doesn't necessarily go through the whole stew. So just a little bit though. I'm not going to put too much because I do not like salty food. Now once the potatoes are nice and kind of firm but tender, where I can stick the fork down and then it'll go through it, then I will go ahead and put in this delicious broccoli that is already pre-cut and already pre-washed, and that will be the finishing touch of my pork tongue stew. You hear that? It's starting to boil again. So now, after I put the seasoning in, I'm gonna go ahead and put the top back on and let it simmer and let the potatoes cook down. And it's going to be so delicious. I already smell it right now. The aroma, the minced garlic, the bell peppers, the onions, the KNORR seasoning salt, the corn, the potatoes, and the green beans, all mixed in here with the chilies, the hot peppers that I put in here. Oh my God, you guys, you should just smell the aroma. Oh my God, it smells so good. Look at that. Can you hear it? Can you hear it boiling? It's simmering right now, so I'm going to go ahead and put another couple of tablespoons in here, not too much, of this KNORR chicken bouillon seasoning, which I recommend. This big bottle only costs $5, and it's a 32 ounce or 2 pounds, and you can use this in almost everything, well, except cereal. But you can use it and it'll just make your food taste good. I used to use Lawry seasoning salt or seasoning salt, but now this is my go-to. I always have this. This is just a go-to. You have to have it in your kitchen cabinet. So stay tuned for the finished product, guys. I'm so excited. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe with your friends, because I'll be making more videos. And leave a comment so that I'll know that you like this kind of content. Okay, guys? Stay tuned for Cooking with Jackee Love. Now that I got everything nice and tender, the potatoes are about ready. So I'm going to go ahead and test one right now. I took one out of the pot so it'll be easier for me not to, you know, with this one-hand camera thing. Yeah, it's there. It's there. It's nice, and let me see. Let's check it. Yeah, it's tender and it's not too soft and not too hard. It's perfect. Give you a perfect bite. Put that back in there and stir it in, and I am going to right now put these Kroger brand broccoli florets in here. I just got them a couple days ago. I already cooked them with broccoli and cheese and I love that. But now I'm going to add these to my stew. It's just going to make it just taste very good and very wholesome. And I know some people would say, hey, why are you eating pork? Well, I don't eat pork all the time. I mean, I eat pork maybe a couple times a year. So a little bit in moderation, I think, doesn't hurt. So this pork, it's the tongue, so it's not fat, doesn't have a lot of fat or anything like that, and I cooked it really well so that it wouldn't be, fat for me. And I'm gonna pray over it too. So let me just put the camera down so I can stir this up. Okay, I got it all stirred in as best as I could. It's hard to do it with one hand, so but everything's in there now. I'm just gonna let the broccoli kind of steam in there. See all those juices flowing? Doesn't that look good, guys? It looks so delicious. And you know what I'd like to do, even though I have potatoes in there and it's already a starch, I always like to use jasmine rice and pour my stews on top of it. For some reason, it just makes it even more comfort food to me, because I love rice. Like, who doesn't love rice, But I always like the jasmine rice, and for me, to make sure that it gets done right every time, I like to use the minute rice, jasmine rice. It only takes like 5 minutes to cook, and you can't overcook it. So that's one thing. Sometimes my rice is overcooked and sometimes it's perfect, but most time it's perfect. But I like to use the minute rice in the bag, the boiling bag, because it's perfect every time. So I think I'm gonna make some of that on the side, but I'm not gonna show that. Anyway, this is my pork tongue stew, guys. And when it's done all the way, when the broccoli simmers down, I'm gonna let this cook for like, I don't want it to be too long because broccoli cooks really quick. So I'm gonna cook this for like 5 to 7 minutes, no more than 10 minutes on a low flame. I might just turn it off and let the heat just, swirl around the pan and the skillet, and just cook it like that, because I do not like mushy broccoli. So I'm going to turn it down right now and let it finish cooking with the top on it. And when it's done, I'm going to come back and taste it and let you hear how delicious it is. Wow, did you see that? The potatoes are nice. They're perfect right now. Not mushy at all. So I think what I'm going to do actually is turn off the fire, because I don't want the potatoes to cook any more than they need to. And I'm going to turn off this fire. I always put tape on here since I'm in a tiny house, so I won't bump the stove, and turn on the propane. That keeps me safe, because I did that when I first moved here in 2019. So I don't want to do that anymore, so I always cover it up for safety, so if I do bump, it doesn't turn the stove on and me not knowing about it. So stay tuned for the reveal and for my taste that I'm going to do. If you like this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for doing that in advance, and I really appreciate you guys' support. I see that I almost have 400 subscribers. Yay! So leave a comment too. Let me know what kind of videos you like, and let me know if you're gonna try this pork tongue stew. It's a delicious, delicious change of pace from other things that you eat on a normal basis. It's almost done. Okay guys, it is done. Can't you just smell that through the screen? All that delicious flavor, just pouring out the flavor, the smell into the whole house, into my whole tiny house. So I'm gonna just taste a little bit. I can tell you how it tastes. Broccoli is done. It's not too soft and not too firm. So I'm just gonna get a little bit of each item. And yes, I do use paper bowls because I do not like washing dishes. So I'm not even trying to be all fronting with you guys. I am just myself, and I like to use paper plates because it's easier for me. Having ADHD, I ain't got time to be washing a bunch of dishes because they'll just sit there, and I'd rather not do that. I'd rather be able to just, throw the bowls away when I'm done and do all the other cleaning, because I don't mind cleaning up the house. It's just dishes. I mean, it's so tedious and boring to me, and it's always been boring. And when I was a kid, my mom used to always put me on punishment because I wouldn't wash the dishes. So she'd say, okay, well, you get another week of dishes. Then I wouldn't wash the dishes still, and I get another week, and my sister would end up washing them for me. But it's because it just bored me to death, and at one point I would probably rather take a whooping than wash the dishes. But anyway, that's another story. Anybody that has ADHD would know what I'm talking about. We just we hate doing this tedious things like cleaning the microwave and vacuuming. Those type of things are so boring. I don't know. I wanted a maid when I was a kid, but when you get grown, you have to end up doing it yourself. So let me just go ahead and I just want to taste one of these potatoes first. Wow, look how tender that is. Oh my god, guys. I'm just gonna taste it really quick. Oh my god, that is delicious. You gotta try it. I will put myself on camera, but I don't have any makeup right now. But guys, look at that. All those peppers, and just the right amount of pepper, just the right amount of onions and bell pepper and meat and broccoli, fresh broccoli, already cut up so you don't have to do it if you don't have patience. And it's just so good. Like, this is gonna be so good. This is gonna last me for maybe a week, depending on if I have company. But it's so delicious. I'm gonna enjoy this, guys. So thank you for watching Cooking with Jackee Love. This is my homemade pork tongue stew. If you want to try this recipe, I'll leave the ingredients down in the comment section. So leave me a heart, subscribe, like this channel, and share it with a friend. If you have somebody that wants to cook some food that is down home good, it took a little while longer, but it's well worth it. Look at that. Whew. Don't you wish you had some of this? The recipe is in the comment section. Thank you for watching, guys. I am Jackee Love. And remember, it's all about love because God is love. See you next time. Thank you for watching. I'm a dragonfly.